everybody. Good morning. I decided to do a pop-up tape reading session. Pop-up tape reading session. And we will make it not only a tape reading session, but we'll make it a Q&A. So if you got any questions, feel free to ask away. I'll try to pay attention to the chatty chat. Good morning, Rhonda. Good morning, Lump. Shout out Lump being the first one in the chat. Good morning, Rhonda. Rhonda, I appreciate you for all you do. You know what it is. If you want to ask a question and you're not in the Discordia, you can click on the link and pull up an X. If you're in Discord, pull up in the voice, unmute, and ask your question. I'm eating on some mini wheat. Excuse my crunching. Good morning, everyone. I'm live on the tube. X. Unmute, and ask your questions here in Le Voice. Le Voice. Send now. Oh, put the wrong thing there. Get that out of there. All right, now let's get to looking at the price action. Let's get our bearings together. We're at all-time highs, so it ain't no need. Excuse me. We're at all-time highs, so it ain't no need to. Good morning, lover. Ain't no need for me to look over here for no PD arrays that we can react off of. We're at all-time highs. See what the NQ doing. NQ pushing up. Look at our divergence chart. YM acting sluggish. It's pushing up, but it's acting sluggish. NQ pushing. ES pushing. Oh, let me turn on my fancy dancy. Follow the bouncing ball. Follow the bouncing ball. The YM acting sluggish right around yesterday's high. NQ leaps and bounds above yesterday's high. ES leaps and bounds above yesterday's high. Right. We're all at NQ above all-time highs. ES above all-time highs somewhere over here. I think we went above all-time highs about a week or two ago on the ES. So in this line right here on the NQ, that was the high, that green line there, right? That see it says buy side liquidity. That was the previous all-time high that we had set back on February the 12th. February 12th. That was the previous all-time high that we had set on February 12th. What's up, Sanjay? What's up, Kareem? What's up, C-Walk? So when it comes to read and price, we're gonna watch the ES. We're gonna watch the ES because that's my first love. We're gonna dance with the one that we came with. ES is my first love, right? Yeah, hold on. Let me get up out of this sweatshirt. It wasn't that. It was a little chilly this morning. I took the boys to school. When I came in, I just decided to sit down and do this. So I'll just sit that over there for now. Okay. When it comes to read and price, right? Let me go full screen and say this and pull the mic real close so y'all can hear me good. Just in case somebody in here who's new to this, or somebody watching this replay that's new to this. When you're sitting down reading the tape, right? When you're learning how to do it, you don't want to have any bias in mind. You just strictly want to read the tape and see what price is doing and why it's doing it. You want to just look at the different levels, the different PD arrays, the different time frames, and just see what price is doing and why price is doing it. Don't try to force your will on the market. Just accept what the market is giving you. That's how you learn how to read the tape. Now, let's read the tape. We're watching the ES. So let me change this. I'm going to put Discordia over here. If anybody wants to ask a question and you're in the Discord, please just go in the voice, unmute, and say, hey, Tim, I got a question. If you're not in the Discord, feel free to drop it in the chat or click on the link and pull up. Matter of fact, let me pin the link to the top of the chat. Let me pin the link to the top of the chat. Pin the link to the top of the chat. Shout out to all them orange. Now, that link is pinned to the top of the chat to pull up and ask a question. Or if you're in the Discord, just unmute and say, hey, Tim, I got a question. I'm going to make it a tape reading and Q&A session. Hopefully, price action gives us something to actually read today. Biden calls Putin crazy SOB at California fundraiser. Is that true? Let me see. Is that true? Yes. Okay, we're going on the Twit app. So the Twit app is going. Okay. Just want to make sure everybody get an opportunity to tap in. Want to make sure everybody get an opportunity to tap in. Okay. All right. So nothing to really look at above us because we're at all-time highs. right? So adjust these boxes a little bit here. Let's get this on the ES. Get this on the ES. Okay. So this is a 5-minute chart down here. This is a 5-minute chart. This is a 15-minute chart. This is a 15-minute chart over here at the top left 15-minute chart. Bottom left 5-minute chart. And then right here, right now it's on an hourly, but we're going to put it on a 1 minute. So we got a 1 minute. The big chart is a 1 minute. Top left 15-minute. And then this one here will flip between different things. So looking at price right now, let me get these crosshairs out of here. Well, I guess I can leave the crosshairs in there on these. And then that way, when I move around on the 1 minute, you can see where I am over there. So looking at the 50, let's go to a 60-minute here first. Looking at the 60-minute here, we the London, the Asian from like the Asia right here, we open here at 6. And then from 8 to 12, we just kind of went up. From 12 to 4, we just kind of came down, right? Taking out the Asian low. And then from 4 to now, we just kind of went up, right? Thus far on the hourly candle, we have had no pause. We have taken out the daily high. We tapped the daily high on the 8 o'clock hourly candle. And it looks like that happened on the 8:40 5-minute candle, right? So on the 8:40 5-minute candle, we tapped the daily high from yesterday. Consolidated just a little right there after tapping that daily high. We stayed there for an additional 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes and then left. Honeybee. Honey's bee. Don't pull up and bring no bird out the cage, Honey's bee. What you got? Honeybee, you left. Okay. Honeybee clicked the wrong link. The YM chart 15, the YM 15-minute chart 930 candle is red. Is this the start of divergence? Who knows? We look at the highs and lows for divergence. I don't care about the color of the candle. The YM, the ES, and the NQ, they're all Swiss sisters. They're triplets. So if one is making higher highs, the other two should be making higher highs. So the color of the candle, it matters not to me. I look at the swings. I look at the swings. If we're struggling, let's tap into that while we talk about it. All right. ES, NQ, and YM. All right. So ES, NQ, and YM. Right. So what I look at is, and put my crosshairs on, right? So if I hover over this swing low on the YM, I look up to see if it's a swing low there for the other sisters. If it is, then I look to the left to see if all three of them took out a low or didn't take out a low, right? And if all three didn't take out a low, I look at that as bearish divergence. Now, mind you, that don't mean it's going. I don't look for bearish divergence everywhere. I only look at it at key anticipatory reactionary points. And since we're at the highs, right, and we're in a premium, I will be looking at the highs. I mean, I said bearish, but bullish divergence. If I said bearish divergence when I was talking about the lows, I meant bullish divergence. I think I said bearish, right? So I will be looking at the highs, right? When we form new highs, like new swing highs, I would go to the swing high here. I'm just picking this one, right? There's a swing high right there. All right, we have a swing high right here. Okay. Then I would look at a swing high and come up and see, oh, the NQ, the swing high on the NQ was at a different Is that the same price? That's the same price. So, okay, we're going to give it that. And then on the ES, boom, right? So they're all in the same price, same place. You know, the NQ just got equal highs there. And then look to the left, nobody took out a significant high. We're all pretty much in the same place. Then you can look at, oh, the YM, between the YM, how much of a, you know, is there a big difference in the distance that we are from? And like here, you see this here, like that's how that's the high. When they made that high, it was like a little different, right? The NQ came a lot closer to that candle before, and then the YM. All right. And then you can look at how much of a difference between the highs that we're taking now. The ES and the NQ are much higher above the high than the Dow. Now, if we look, the Dow, now the NQ is starting to pull back more than the Dow. Remember, the Dow was lagging right around this high when we first looked. Right. So that's what I look for. Good morning, J Rock. Good morning. That's what I look for with divergence. I don't care about the color of the candle. I just look at the swings. Now let's go back here to the 1 minute. Okay. So, all right, on the 1 minute, on all of them, like the 15 minute and the 1 hour has been pushing up with no pause. We have no pause in sight on the 60 minute and the 15 minute. So the 60 minute here, no pause in sight. 15 minute, no pause in sight since midnight. 5 minute, we had a couple pauses going up. So the 5 minute is giving us more detail, right? So on the 5 minute, we now have a clear dealing range here that we're looking at thus far. Why? Because we had a pause here right at midnight, and now, you know, we've paused again. So now, right now, we have a dealing range to look at on the 5 minute. So let's watch that dealing range on the 5 based off the 5 minute and see if we extend up or trade back into the range. Let's go back to the 1 minutes. Right. So we got the 15 minute top left, 5 minute bottom left, 1 minute, the big chart, right? Let's anchor it on the candles here. Okay, the 1 minute. The 1 minute has a bearish break in market structure right here. The 1 minute has a bearish break in market structure now. Right. 5 minute is trading back into a BISI. We've traded back into a 5 minute BISI. All right, traded back into a 5 minute BISI. 15-minute. We have a 15-minute BISI, a little bit lower. Okay. So, and then the 1 minute, the 1 minute has a smaller dealing range here that we're inside. We've pulled back into a discount of that 1 minute dealing range right there. So we're going to watch the 1 minute dealing range first, right? That's the 1 minute dealing range. That's the 5 minute dealing range right there, right? So from 5102.50 to no, from 5102.25, which is one tick below midnight, up into 5123.50. That's the 5 minute dealing range that we're watching. And then the 1 minute dealing range that we're watching is from 5112.50 up to 5123.50. That's the 1 minute dealing range. We pull back into a discount of the 1 minute dealing range, which gave us a break in market. Man, the minute we hit my throat, which gave us a bearish break in market structure on the one. Excuse me, hold on. Man, them little mini wheats, eating them dry mini wheats, got all up in my throat. Right. So the 1 minute had a bearish break in market structure, but we pulled back into the discount of that range. And now we're pushing back up. There's no imbalance on the 1 minute. I can't go lower on TradingView. I'm assuming there may be some imbalances up here on the less than 1 minute charts. Let me look at a Ninja Trader chart to see what's up, Karen B. Again, if you're in the Discord and you got a question, just unmute. Just unmute and in the voice and say, hey, Tim, I got a question. If you're not in the Discord, you can just drop your question in the chat or click the link that's pinned to the top of the chat. We're going to pull this over here. Look at a 30-second chart on the ES. There's no imbalances on the 30-second chart for the ES. So we're looking at that high. Let's see if we take out that high. We're pushing. All right. This is the high. This is the highest high of the morning right now. If I can get on the high. All right. That's the highest high there. So we're watching that. We're watching that. That's the highest high. The 5 minute is just consolidating here. Right. The 5 minute is just consolidating here. The 15 minute pulled back, almost got an immediate rebalance between the 9:15 candle and the 9:45 candle. For the 15 minute, we pulled back and almost touched the high of the 9:15 candle. Right now, the 15 minute is working on a higher imbalance. That would be 1, 2, 3 BISIs. If this candle closes in the next 3 minutes and 44 seconds on the 15 minute without coming back down to 51.16, that would give us 3 BISIs above yesterday's high on the 15 minute chart. The 1 minute, it's 9:56 now. Let's mark out the 9:50 to 10:10 area. All right, so that's 950. This is 1010. All right, so during the 950 to 1010 area, that's where we're in now. The 1 minute, again, we had that bearish breaking market structure on the 1 minute here at 51. What is that? 51.18. Bearish breaking market structure on the 1 minute, and that is at 51.1750. Okay, now we've come down. Price is dropping. We're inside the macro time now. The 1 minute bearish breaking market structure is holding. It's holding. We pushed back up with a fake me out. Pushed back up with a fake me out. Got up to, let's see if we respect consequent encroachment of the wick. Right? Went to consequent encroachment of the wick and then dropped it like it's hard. Right? Now we're coming down to the low end of the 5 minute dealing range. Remember, the 5 minute dealing range low was 51.1250. Right? We're coming to the low of the 5 minute dealing range. Right? So if we get a break of that, the 5 minute will have a bearish break in market structure. The 1 minute, we got a minute and 26 seconds left on this candle on the 5 minute, and if we close below 51.1575, we will invert this BISI. We have a SIBI on the 1 minute. The low of the SIBI is 51.1875. The high of the SIBI is 51.2125. If this bearish breaking market, we had this heavy displacement down, we got two SIBIs there. We got a SIBI right here at this mitigation block also. Let me mark out this SIBI. See, it's kind of hard to talk about this and watch it at the same time. All right, so we got a 1 minute SIBI there. And we have another SIBI that we just pushed through this heavy displacement down. If this bearishness on the 1 minute is going to continue, you want to see this SIBI here hold. Right? That SIBI is in the premium of the move. Okay, so this first SIBI right here in between this, well, the 957 SIBI, that's in the discount of the move. Who cares? Right there at the mitigation block, that's in the discount of the move. This SIBI here is in the premium of the move. So you want to see this premium. I mean, this premium SIBI, you want to see that hold. All right, now we're flirting with consequent encroachment. We hit consequent encroachment. Look like we hit it right to the tick. 51.20. 51.20 is the high. Hit consequent encroachment right to the tick, and we're backing off of it. You want to see this hold. You don't want it we had a breaking market structure, and then we had a retracement, and we had heavy displacement. So you want to see that hold because of that bearishness of this 1 minute. This is the 1 minute chart. So, take it with a grain of salt, but we just reading price. We don't care what it does. We're reading price. We're reading the tape. So the 1 minute SIBI is holding. It hit consequent encroachment to the tick and pushed down. It is holding. The 5 minute, we have, what did I see? I must have been looking at the wrong time frame, because I said a minute and something, and we still have 3 minutes left before we invert this 5 minute right here. I must have been looking at the 15-minute chart. I must have been looking at the wrong candle. So we got 3 minutes and 30 seconds left. If we get a closure below 5:15.75, we will invert this 5 minute BISI that we got marked out here. The 1 minute, is holding. The 1 minute bearishness is holding. We're still inside the macro. We came down. We had heavy displacement down toward this low here on the 1 minute. We have not taken it. We did have heavy displacement towards it, but we have not taken it at 5112.5. Again, we retrace back up to the equilibrium of the 1 minute price leg here. Equilibrium is right there at 5118. And that's also the equilibrium of that overall 5 minute range over there, because we came right down to the low of that 5 minute range, pushing back up toward that SIBI. Pushing back up toward that SIBI. Still respecting it. We have inversion fair value gaps over here that we're still respecting also. Have 1 minute, got a 1 minute inversion fair value gap right there that we're respecting. Pushed up and wicked into right at, well, matter of fact, wicked right to the higher 1 minute inversion fair value gap. Bodies of the candles are still respecting that inversion fair value gap. Right, bodies of the candles are still respecting that inversion fair value gap, still respecting that actual SIBI. So the bearishness on the 1 minute is still holding up. Got a minute and 6 seconds left on the 5 minute counter to see if we invert this 5 minute SIBI that we have marked out right here. Again, this is the 5 minute chart right over here. Right there, we got a minute and we got 49 seconds left to see if we're going to invert this or if the bodies are going to respect it and stay above it. We got 10 minutes left on the 15 minute candle, and we still have not come down. Wait a minute. We look like the high of the 15 minute SIBI is 5112.75, and the low of that last, we touched it to the tick, 5112.75. We came down and touched this 15 minute SIBI that we have marked out right here, came down and touched it to the tick on this 957 candle. We came down to 5112.75 to the tick and touched that 15 minute fair value gap imbalance. Okay, the 5 minute is still respecting this BISI, right? The 5 minute is still respecting the discount PD arrays. The 1 minute has had a bearish break in market structure. The 1 minute is still respecting the premium PD arrays. The 5 minute is still respecting the discount PD arrays. The 5 minute is still respecting the discount PD arrays. So the 5 minute, 15 minute, the 1 hour, everything higher than the 1 minute is, well, that I'm watching, is still in a buy program, and the 1 minute has switched to a sell program. We're still working inside that inversion fair value gap from 9:52 a.m. and we're still respecting the 1 minute SIBI from 9:56 a.m. Looking at the bodies of the candles on the 1 minute, we're still in a sell program on the 1 minute. We're right here at equilibrium of this price leg from 51.23 down to 51.12.75. What's up, Lil Hawk? Yes, we're tape reading. What's up, Karen B? Good morning, beautiful people. Thank you. Do anybody got any questions while we sit here and watch the tape? While we sit here and watch the tape. In Chicago, you're free, never not free to express yourself. uh-huh. Man, I got 20 messages. Oh, of course. Of course. Lump in Troy. Lump in Troy. Of course, lump in Troy. 20 messages. Dollar running up. Buy program still intact on the 5, everything except for the 1 minute. Sell program still intact on the 1 minute. We hanging out right here at equilibrium of this 5 minute range and this 1 minute range. Now, what I'm watching here, this is an anticipatory thing, right? The 5 minute range is here. We consolidated at equilibrium on the 5 minute range on the way up, right? So we consolidated here and we started to reverse there. So now, since we consolidated here and went up, I'm watching to see if we consolidate here and come down for this 5 minute dealing range, right? Because we got offset consolidations. A lot of times when you get offset consolidations, whatever they did to consolidate on this side, they're going to do the opposite when they consolidate on this side. So I'm watching for that. What would be the clue of that for the 5 minute to start to disrespect, discount PD arrays and get displacement coming away from this area right here, because we're at equilibrium. If the 5 minute we just had another 5 minute candle respect this 5 minute BISI right here, that candle closure right there at the 10:05 candle, we still respecting this BISI, right? So now watching the sale program is still intact on the 1 minute. So we're watching to see if the 5 minute starts to break down, if it starts to disrespect these discount. We have a lot of wicks on the 5 minute, got a lot of wicks on the 5 minute, and we're sitting right there at that sell side that the 1 minute made a beeline for, and then we stopped and retraced, right? The 1 minute consolidating right here at equilibrium of the 1 minute price leg here. Watching to see if we push down. Yes, there was a BISI right there. We just pushed down into that BISI. That's the last imbalance below price on the 1 minute. We just pushed down to it on the 1010 candle. I can move these lines out the way now. It's 950. It's over. We took out this short-term sell side during the macro. I'm back. If y'all remember how fast price shot down right there, that's what they call spooling. What did we spool to? We spooled to this short-term sell side right there. All of the sell side resting below these equal lows right here. When price starts to spool during the macro window, right there. We were spooling down, coming toward this short-term sell side right there. That's 950. 950, we started to go up, and then we turned around and we came down. Hit them with a fake me out during the macro time. Right? Hit them with a Judas swing. Fake me out during the macro time. It went up, hit consequent encroachment, a premium PD array, shot down, right? Took out the sell side and stopped at a 15-minute discount PD array. Right? So we went up to a premium PD array, spooled down to the sell side, and then stopped to the tick at a discount PD array. The dollar is running up. Okay. Yeah, it moved up a little bit here. Running up is subjective at this point, but yes, the dollar is pushing higher over the last few hours. Came down to this 4-hour BISI. This 4-hour BISI right here that we've been flirting with for a while. First time we came back to it was on the 20th at 9 on the 9 a.m. hourly candle. First time we had come back to it. We've been flirting with it since the 20th. Looks like we got all the way down to consequent encroachment on yesterday on the dollar. The NQ. There's this daily candles. I'm just looking at the NQ real quick. Excuse me. NQ got a nice hourly rejection off of that buy side, and we've come back into an hourly BISI right there on the NQ. Yes, came back to an hourly BISI, and we bounced off of it. Came down just inside the high. Came down just inside the high of this breaker block here on the hourly. Start to push back up. Let's go back over to the ES. We're pushing up to the almost to the high of that 1 minute SIBI. The buy program on the 5 minute is still intact. You're watching consequent encroachment of this SIBI right here to see if the sell program gets violated on the 1 minute. Right? We've got a closure back above this inversion fair value gap, but we're still respecting this 1 minute SIBI with the bodies. We've gotten up. Let's put it in the 4th grade. We went up to 75% of the 1 minute SIBI, just above 5120.75, reaching up to 51, right to it. We went right to 5120.75, which is the top 75% of the SIBI. And then we just pulled back down to the low of the SIBI at 5118.75. So that's what we're watching to see if now we've consolidated here on the 1 minute and we're pushing up into the SIBI. Let's see if we start to violate the sell program on the 1 minute. All right. Weak to the top of it. We hit the top of it. We have totally repriced the SIBI. The SIBI has been repriced, meaning we traded, we offer buy side delivery all the way to the top price. So we have totally repriced the SIBI. Right, we've totally repriced the SIBI. If we displace away from this SIBI, now we can count that as a balanced price range. If we're above it, it should act as support. If we're below it, it should act as resistance. If we cut through it like butter, okay, we totally repriced it with a quick closure above the consequent encroachment, and then we push down towards the low of the 1 minute SIBI. I don't need these. Don't need these. Don't need that. Just trying to clear up some of this stuff on the chart. Okay, we repriced it. Now we got 21 seconds left on here to see if we close below it. 15 seconds. 10. All right, we closed below it. We're still respecting it. We've totally repriced it, and we've closed below it. We're still respecting it. Now we're watching to see if we create another imbalance here, or will we get an immediate rebalance with this 1017 candle. Trying to see if this creates an imbalance. We're still respecting it. We're starting to push away from it. We got 1 minute and 26 seconds left on this 5 minute candle because we're still respecting this 5 minute imbalance. We got 1 minute and 18 seconds left before we can see if the buy program is going to stay intact on the 5 minute, or are we going to start to disrespect discount PD arrays? We push back down around consequent encroachment of the 5 minute imbalance. Again, we're still respecting the 1 minute PD arrays. We have a 1 minute SIBI now. So let's do this. Let's bring, don't need that. Let's bring the SIBI here. We're going to bring the SIBI here, and then we're going to move the inversion there. Because we've, it's not an inversion, but I moved the gray one there because we've repriced it. We've repriced this SIBI there, and now we got a 1 minute SIBI inside it. And we got 2 seconds left, and the 5 minute is still respecting this 5 minute fair value gap. Right there we're still at equilibrium of the 5 minute dealing range. Push back up roughly around consequent encroachment of the 1 minute SIBI. Man, I just fell asleep. I ain't even gonna hold y'all. I had just fell asleep. I ain't even gonna hold y'all. What's keeping you up, Tim? I had just fell asleep. Man, I was gone. Okay, we closed on the high of that second 1 minute SIBI. Now we have repriced that second SIBI. Now our second SIBI, we repriced it. It's repriced, and now we've traded to the low of it. Still inside the first SIBI that we repriced. So that second one, we have repriced it, and now we're watching to see if we go down or up. 5 minute has 3 minutes and 13 seconds left to see if we keep respecting this 5-minute imbalance. Okay, we've repriced the second SIBI that we talked about, and we have closed below it. So the sell program is still intact on the 1 minute. The sell program is still intact on the 1 minute. The buy program is still intact on the 5 minute and the 15 minute and the hourly. Now, hit the 5-minute imbalance one more time, pushed back up immediately. We're flirting with that consequent encroachment. We're working that consequent encroachment of this 5-minute imbalance, right? We have touched it 1, 2, 3, 4 different times. We touched it at 10:08, 10:10, 10:18, and now we've finally got some push through it. We've displaced away from these SIBIs up here, balanced price ranges. This 1 minute SIBI from 956 and this 1 minute SIBI at 1017. Right. And can anybody tell me what's the significance of this inversion fair value gap that we were working the dog doo-doo out of? You see this 952 inversion fair value gap right here, this BISI at 952. See how we was working the dog doo-doo out of it? Is the buy program still intact on the 5 minute because it didn't close below the CE of the gap yet? It's still intact yet because it's still respecting the discount PD arrays, and we have not had a bearish break in market structure. That's why it's still intact. If it starts to disrespect the discount PD arrays, that will start to show weakness. If it gets a break in market structure, that would be, it's broken bearish. We are still respecting. Oh, we got 3 seconds left. We got 3 seconds left, and that's it. We still respecting the discount PD array on the 5 minute. Still respecting it. Okay, we have come down and taken out short-term sell side on the 1 minute here, and now we're pushing back up, and we went all the way back to the high of that second SIBI that we repriced, stopped at the high on a dime, came back in this 1022 SIBI, right? We repriced that, and we went all the way up to the high of the 1017 SIBI that we had repriced back here and then left, right? We repriced it and then we left. So now we're anticipating it to either act as support, as resistance, or slice through it, right? And right now it's still acting as resistance. The bodies are still respecting it. It's still acting as resistance. We went all the way back to the high of it, still acting as resistance. Nobody want to take a shot at the significance of this. What's significant about this 952 BISI that we inverted on this 957 candle. No one wants to take a shot at that. I know somebody know. Ain't nobody in the Discord. Ain't nobody gonna unmute in the Discord to keep not to keep price down. Like, what is it? Like, what's significant about that? What about that 952 BISI that was inverted? What about it was not the fact that it was at equilibrium, because we talked about that, right? But what about that at 952? What about that made it significant, worthy of being watched, worthy of paying attention to? We're still respecting that 1 minute SIBI. We've come back down to the equilibrium of the 5 minute dealing range. Again, right here on this candle to the tick. Came down to 51.18 to the tick into a SIBI, right? I mean, a BISI, right? We came down below short-term sell side, and then we inverted this SIBI, right? We inverted that SIBI right here. And now we've come back down to the high of that SIBI, right at equilibrium of the 5 minute range, and we're respecting it. So we're in between opposing PD arrays. We got a SIBI above price that we're respecting, and we got a BISI and an inverted SIBI below price that we're respecting. We're bouncing in between these. Who is the tougher? We're coming down into the BISI now. We just came down and touched the high of the BISI. Right. Oh, what a formidable foe the SIBI at the top is being. We've totally repriced both of these BISIs, the 1024 and the 1025. We got 33 seconds left on this 5 minute counter to see if we will still respect this 5 minute BISI or if we will finally close below it. It's looking like we're going to close below it. It's looking like it wants to close below it. 15 seconds. Will we touch the sell side in these 15 seconds? The 15 seconds, the 8 seconds, the 7 seconds, the 6, the 5, the 4, the 3, the 2, the 1. Yes, it is. We close below it. The 5 minute has closed below this fair value gap and finally inverted it. Finally inverted it. The 1 minute sale program is still intact. We've taken out short-term sell side, pushed back up to resistance. Nobody to keep price down. No, it's not to nobody. The time. It's at 9:52. And we inverted it. What is significant about a imbalance at the sell side has been taken. The sell side has been taken. The 1 minute bearish break in market structure has reached its sell side terminus. Now that it has reached its 1 minute sell side terminus, now we are looking to see if the bearishness will continue. That gave the 5 minute a break in market structure. This low at 51.12.50 came up and took out a prior high right here. Took out a prior high, and now we've come back down and taken out that low. So we have a 5-minute break in market structure. And now I'm going to move all this other stuff out of the way, except for that gray one. I'm going to leave that gray one there because nobody still ain't told me what was significant about that. Because we worked the dog doodle out of it, but what was significant about that? All right. Matter of fact, let's do this right here. There's one right there. There's one right there. All of those, I appreciate that. Right? I appreciate that. Equilibrium. No, not we said it's not because of equilibrium. We were okay. Everybody get a 0 for that pop quiz. Okay. I'm gonna give y'all one more clue. One more clue. Okay. One more clue. Remember when I did this, right? Remember when I did this right here? When I put those 2 lines on the screen like that, right? Who remember when I did? Somebody with some courage, pop in the Discord and unmute and talk to me. We're gonna talk through it. Somebody, or just pull up on the link. Pull up on the link and talk to me. If you're not in the Discord, hit the link that's pinned to the top of the chat and talk. We're gonna talk through it. Or get in the Discord and unmute and we're gonna talk through it. Come on, somebody, anybody. Lil Hawk, Rhonda, Sanjay. Who else? Who else in here? Lump in here. Who else? Laverne, Kareem. Y'all watching. You can't, you see, we touched it again. We touched it again. Yes, the algo started, right? The algo started, right? So, what do we say about PD arrays that are formed at key times, right? What do we say about PD arrays that's formed at key times? Do they have more weight or less weight? I really wish somebody was unmuted so we can talk. There's a 15-second delay. I'm sitting here talking to myself. Everybody watching and typing, more weight. Everybody watching and type, yes, more weight, right? So the 950 to 1010, that's a window where the algorithm is most active, right? During that window, we came down and we took out short-term sell side, giving us our break in market structure on the 1 minute. We did that during the macro time, right? We reversed back up, came to a premium PD array, which was the consequent encroachment of this 948 wick. And then we had heavy displacement down without taking out the sell side, right? And then we had an imbalance. We had a SIBI. We had 2 SIBIs there. When we came back, we worked the dog doodle out of the first, right here, the first BISI, the first imbalance that was created, right? If you count the 950 count, it actually a second, but this first BISI that we created during the macro time, right? We work the dog doodle out of it. Then we moved up to the second inversion fair value gap. That second BISI that we made, worked it a little bit. Then we touched the third one, touched it, and then immediately reversed. Because why? That gave us we repriced. Remember that other SIBI we was watching? and we said we repriced all the way up to the top of it, right? And then we came back down and worked these inversion fair value gaps and that first SIBI a little bit. And then we broke down and went to the terminus of the 1 minute. So the significance of this 952 BISI was that it was an inversion fair value gap that was created. The fair value gap was created and inverted during the macro time, right? If we would have inverted it after the macro time, it still would be an inversion fair value gap from the macro time. But since we created it and inverted it during the macro, it was a higher probability that it was going to hold. And it was right at equilibrium. And notice, again, remember what we said we were looking for on the 5-minute time frame. We consolidated here and went up, and then we consolidated here and then went down. Right. And with that, I yield my time. That is our pop-up tape reading with Timmy for Friday, February 23rd, 2024. If you want to learn how to read the tape, starting on March 1st, I will begin to upload videos. It's going to be all about tape reading. It's going to start at the absolute beginning for a beginner. It's going to be, this is a candle. This is a open. This is a close. This is a high. This is a low. It's going to begin with lingo that you have to understand to be able to read the tape. And it's going to go all the way through being able to do things like what you saw me do today. Was I right? Was I wrong? I wasn't trying to be right or wrong. I just was reading the tape. Did I start to sprinkle in some gems of, hey, Price has done this, so Price should do that? Yes, I can't help it. I'm going to do that stuff. I know how to trade, so I tend to do that stuff. But I promise I'm going to try to stick with just reading the tape during this mentorship. And speaking of the mentorship, there will be, the video is going to be absolutely free on Al Gore's internet. There will be a mentorship. It's going to cost $24.99 per month. It's going to be an additional tier inside the join button. When you see the little join the memberships button on my page, yes, the video's free. You don't have to join the mentorship. What that mentorship is, if you want more access to me, every Wednesday, we're going to have a review of homework. Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to review homework from the videos every second Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to have monthly Q&A. So once a week, we're going to review homework. Once a month, we're going to have monthly Q&A. That's what the mentorship $24.99 is for. If you don't sign up for the mentorship, don't ask me no questions in the comments. If you're already part of the gang, do you have to sign up for the mentorship? Nope. You ain't got to sign up for it. I'll appreciate it, but you ain't got to sign up for it. Can you ask me mentorship questions if you're already part of the gang? Nope. I'm going to ignore them. Right? I'm not going to stop doing the pop quizzes with the gang. How we do the pop quizzes, and I pop in there and be like, hey, what is? So it's up to you. If you want to join the mentorship and you already in the gang, that's cool. I appreciate it. If you want to get the, you know what I'm saying, the mentorship experience, but you ain't got to do it. YouTube take 30% anyway, so I ain't gonna get much off that $24.99 a month. That's it, man. Do anybody get anything from me before I get out of here? I'm about to go eat me some breakfast. About to go eat me some breakfast. Some breakfast. Not seeing anything. in the chat. I appreciate y'all, man. Hey, y'all know who it is. It's your boy, Aranya Grande, aka Big Spider. Shout out Spyleen over there. Spyleen, where you at, baby? Anybody who want to know who Spyleen is, they go Spyleen right there. You see on her back. See on her back, it says Spy. That's Spyleen right there. Right? Who's Aranya Grande? Who got 2 thumbs and the coolest dude on Al Gore's internet? This guy. You feel me? Good morning. What'll go on, rude boy? Wiki wacky. We about to go. You missed the show, rude boy. You missed the show. Come now, selector. Hey, we touched that fair value gap one more time and push down. I just want to show y'all that. We touched that fair value gap one more time and push down. Look at a 5-minute chart before we get out of here. All right. 5-minute chart. We came into that 15-minute Bissy, right? That gave us a break in market structure on the 5-minute, right? We went back to that 1 minute one more time, and then we dropped it like it's hot. Hey, you have a good day, Wiki Wacky. Hey, go back and check it out, man. We did live tape reading. I just did a pop-up session. I feel like it was pretty good when price wasn't really too busy, wasn't moving too fast. I was kind of having trouble like talking and typing and doing it all at the same time, but excuse me, I think we got through it pretty good. Price moved at a good pace today where we can actually read the price and actually try to learn something. So, hey, man, if y'all feel like somebody can learn something from this, man, share it with a friend, man. Share it with a friend. They say the algorithm likes it when y'all like and comment and share. And we trying to get this information to as many people as possible for the free 99. So please share this with anybody who you think will benefit from it. All right. Until the next time I decide to get on Al Gore's internet and share my thoughts about this price action, it's your boy Aranya Grande, aka Big Spider. Man, y'all be safe out here in these trading streets, man. I'm gone.